oh, this is depression. And I'm the type of person, like I know some people love to isolate when they're depressed. I need to be isolated for a second, but I'm very quick at being like, I need to call a friend. Maybe it's a good thing or maybe it's not a good thing. I might have like codependency issues with friends. Hey guys, it's me, Stefanie Maegan, your host of Broke Girl Therapy. And guess the fuck what? We got Roseanne McAleese on the pod today. And I'm not gonna lie, the day that we recorded this episode, I was hit with this like wave of depression and sadness. And when I'm feeling that way, all I want to do is be around friends who feel like home. And Rose is that for me. So for this episode, honestly, there wasn't much of a topic or a plan. I just needed a vibe. A friend to laugh with, sit in the moment with, and someone who could pull me out of my funk. Sometimes healing just looks like laughing about random shit with someone who gets you. And that's what this was. Just me and one of my best friends talking about life and being present. If you enjoyed this episode, show us some love, give us 5 stars, leave a review, and make sure to follow and subscribe for more episodes about dating, sex, relationships, and me and my friends just trying to navigate life and shit. Broke girl therapy.
You know what's so funny is I feel like you could play, and this is coming from a sober girl, you could play a drinking game of being like, if Rose is on the pod, how far into the pod is it going to take her to start talking about politics?
I know, that's true.
Or
and this
rape,
is like within the
or
first,
abortion, or genocide.
Yeah, if
and
I decide
like,
to keep this part in, then...
Yeah, but otherwise,
yeah.
I mean, it would be a really good
for sure
drinking game.
Wait, what should we talk about today? Because I realized the email I want to save for someone else.
Oh, it's
I
not
don't
for
get
me?
as many emails anymore.
Wait, who was the email for?
It didn't say, but I was just going to read it with you because I like reading emails with you. But now I'm going to save it for Nadej because it's like very like sex. They need like sex advice.
Yeah, no,
you know?
I'm not a trained professional.
Yeah, I felt like for what they're asking,
like
I was like, let me give them like an actual professional advice.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I am just I'm in the field. I'm a researcher.
Yeah,
but I'm not a professional.
Yeah. You're a consumer.
I'm a consumer. I'm probably what a professional studies.
But what should we talk about?
Well, I do want to talk about
depression.
Well, yes, I want to talk about depression always. But what I actually wanted to start with was this idea that we kind of like were talking about off the camera. Anyways, okay, the whole reason why I came in to you and I was like, guess who's late? You know, and we're like both in depression things is like the communication thing. So yesterday I hung out with Kyle. We went to an event together.
Isaac Kyle. Oh my God, you really have to hang out like even yesterday?
Yeah, we're homies. We kick it.
I mean,
he's
like, but dang, like y'all be kicking it. Okay.
Yeah, like he's like my little brother.
Platonically, calm down.
Oh my God, yeah, no, platonic, completely 1,000 platonically.
Yeah.
Especially because I have little brothered him so many times, where I've been like, don't do that.
Yeah, no, he's like a very little brother vibe.
Yeah,
1,000%.
And there's so many times where he'll say something and I'll be like, stop saying that. Like when we were talking about, I was like, no,
that's like not okay.
Not okay.
Yeah,
and he's like, wow, you give really good advice. And I'm like, I know.
Yeah, because I'm real with you.
I'm real with you. And I'm also not trying to do anything with you.
I'm not trying to fuck you too, or I don't need anything from you. So
nothing.
Yeah.
Except maybe a cute single friend.
Yeah.
Isaac. But
he's got friends.
I met one of them, and we were like, "What's up?" We've been like texting, but like
the
nothing.
White guy?
No, not the white guy. That's another friend of his.
Okay.
And
Tyler?
we were like texting. No, not Tyler.
You were texting?
We were just texting.
Okay.
Not Tyler. I haven't officially actually met Tyler either.
Tyler was actually supposed to be in the pod today. I know. Well, that's why I asked you.
Was it going to be a surprise?
No. It was supposed to be just Tyler.
Oh, he didn't want to.
But then also, then I was also like not going to just record. But I was like, no, I'm really fucking depressed. I need like a friend energy. And I was like, Rose, obviously. It's like, it's like the only one I want to talk to. But Tyler canceled anyway, so it was fine. But continue about you're going somewhere with something over there.
I'm gonna pump the brakes on it actually because I think it will lead to the real elephant in the room, which is. Okay, so your depression right now.
Today I felt it. It was like really rough today. I don't feel like I've been in a depressive mood. No. I mean, I've been tired, but not like super depressed. But today I was like, oh, this is depression today. It might just be just for the day. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it definitely hit me today. And I'm the type of person, like, I know some people love to isolate when they're depressed. They're like, I don't want to talk to anyone. I think that's like most people. And I know you're like smiling over there because it's like, that could be you. I'm like the opposite. I need to be isolated for a second
to
regroup. But I'm very quick at being like, I need to call a friend.
Yeah.
Like, I'm always been really good about that, which maybe it's a good thing or maybe it's not a good thing. I might have like codependency issues with friends. I've been thinking a lot about that, and maybe I need to like actually see a therapist and unpack it. But I'm like, I definitely have, I don't know if it's a bad, unhealthy codependency, because I don't think it's negatively affecting my life in any way.
I mean, that's how you can tell anything.
Right. But I was like, I definitely like depend on my friends a lot.
I think that's normal though.
Yeah, I know. But like, I think more than most people.
I mean, that makes sense though. I mean,
look at me. I have a fucking podcast talking to my friends about my shit. Like that.
I mean, if you can make money though, make money off of that shit. You know but
I didn't even do it for the money to begin with.
I know
I never even did it for the money.
It was just an excuse to hang out with homies.
Right. It was literally just an excuse, like
to have a party.
Right. Literally. You know. So I
don't. But knowing you though, I think it's healthy because it's never been anything where I feel like you take advantage of anyone. You know what I mean? Like I feel like sometimes with a lot of unhealthy codependency relationships, there's a thing where people are being taken advantage of.
Okay.
You know, like I was explaining to someone about, look, I love my sister to death. I absolutely love her. She just came and visited. We had like a really good, my therapist was like, what would you rate the trip? And I was like, an A. Like it really was a good trip.
Yeah.
But sometimes I feel like, and maybe it's just this point in our lives, but I feel like I'm more there for her than she is there for me.
Okay.
And there is a lot of like her being like, you have to open up to me. Like, tell me what's going on with your life. And I'm like, okay. And I do. And then she does a very good job. And I don't think it's on purpose of just turning it back on her and like making it about her. And I'm in a good place right now where I'm like, you know what? She needs more support. So
yeah.
I'm gonna just.
You're not gonna make it. You're not gonna take it personally.
Yes, exactly. And I think when we were younger, and I would be like screaming for help or crying for help, and she just would be like, "I'm too busy." That's like where a lot of my like anger comes from, and that's why I get so quick to anger with her. And that's where I feel like the codependency of it all, of like us needing each other in this support group, and then like the avoidance, and then like the attachment and the anxiousness and all that shit comes boiling out. But I feel like recognizing that you have the capability of being codependent, but then also you don't take advantage of any friend group.
Okay. That's okay. I'm glad that that's true. To put it, when you put it in that way, like 1,000%.
Because I feel like, you were like, I'm feeling depressed, and I'm like, I'm here for you, and I'm also feeling depressed. And you're like, okay, what you immediately were like, okay, what you're going through? And I'm like, no, what are you going through? Like, it's this thing that we both want to hear how the other person is.
We need to see each other, so let's just like, we're both depressed, but we're excited to see each other.
Exactly.
So let's use this moment. Yeah.
And it was to the point where you're like, I'm not an isolator. I'm an isolator.
Yeah.
Like when I'm depressed, because I function from this point of view where I'm like, I don't want to bother anyone. I don't want. And you're really good at asking for help or just being like, hey, I need a friend. I'm
okay. Sometimes I'm like, am I just bothering people all the time? Because I'm always like, what are you doing? Let me hang out. Because I'm the friend that will ask to hang out.
And I think that's great.
Yeah,
that's
like
an amazing quality.
And I think maybe now I'm a little bit more tamed on that. But like growing up, I was like obsessed with always like calling my friends and like going out. Like I never was home. Yeah. And I think I look back at it, I was like, because I was escaping my home life so much with my friendships. And I think maybe now, like with my adult friendships now, I think I may have a healthier balance of that. Yeah. But I think of like my high school friends, right? The ones that I had like the falling out with. I think I definitely put so much pressure on them kind of being like my family, the support group, the people that are supposed to like ride for me, because they were that escape for me for so long, which I'm grateful they were there for those moments to just get away from my mom. But like I really relied on friends and going out as like my my coping mechanism of depression.
Yeah.
You know?
And it makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I feel like
that's why the show exists, honestly.
Exactly. And why you're a great friend is because I think you also know what it's like to feel lonely and to feel like you want to not it's like what I call the Robin Williams effect. Like Robin Williams famously, everyone was like, why are you so funny? And he's like, because I know what it's like to be the loneliest person in a room.
Yeah.
And I don't want that person to ever feel lonely. I want everyone to feel included and like feel loved. And so it's very much that where you're like, maybe in high school, like we're all trying to figure out like what the fuck we're doing in high school. You know what I mean? And so like maybe in high school, it was just like, it was a bit much for even them because I feel like that's like, we're all selfish and we're all discovering feelings for the first time. We're all inventing these feelings for the first time. Like, I don't know if you knew, but love only exists for the first time when you're 16. It's,
for sure.
And you're just experiencing it.
It's like so intense. It's the first time ever feeling these types of emotions.
Yes, and like jealousy and rage, and it's just like, it's overwhelming.
We don't know how to hold ourselves in those feelings.
And we're being told, well, you got to figure it out because by the time you're 18, you got to have everything understood because you're an adult.
Yeah.
And you're like, no,
Yeah.
So, of course, that like, that residual fear of you being like, but am I bothering anyone is just because you had a falling out with just that community that did its part then that isn't basically fulfilling you now as an adult. And so as your friend that's like, you're like, I'm feeling depressed and you're like, I want to record with you because of that. And I feel like, you know what, Rose, don't do what you normally do, which is isolate. Your friend needs you. And like, and I even told you, like driving over here, I was listening to my music. I texted you. I was like, okay, I'm running late, but like, I just feel better. Like you, me, and Brian were just shooting the shit. It just felt like so much. It just felt good.
The energy was good, even though it's like we were like, even me and Brian were just arguing.
It was amazing though. It was so much fun.
It was like a cute argument. It was a cute argument. It was a discussion that was just like,
it heightened,
but it had nothing to do with our relationship. It was just like
the state of the world.
Yeah, the state of the world.
And I will say, because now here's the drinking game.
Yeah.
And it's the topic on everyone's mind. I will say I think the Diddy case is just really creating a very interesting, like, it is the trial of the century right now.
For sure.
And it is creating a lot of tension, I feel like, from everyone. Because everyone's having deep conversations of just like, what the fuck's happening? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel like even, it's so funny, like even the last couple of episodes that I've had on the show with Brittany, and then before that I had you and Rachel, like just the topics of like DV, like domestic violence, has been like a thing that popped up, like I felt like back to back, and I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And we never cover
it's because
this.
of the case.
Yeah, but I just think it's in the air right now. Yeah.
And everyone's talking about it. And with the Haley thing too, of her being like, putting out the restraining order, and it's like
Haley,
I said Haley.
I was like,
sorry.
Haley Bieber.
Yeah, no.
Well, Haley Bieber. Well, first off, Justin Bieber posted that thing when she had a Vogue cover. He's like, we got into a fight because I didn't believe that she'll ever get Vogue. I'm like, fuck you, asshole.
Why would he? Oh, first of all, who posted that for you, sir? Like,
right?
Like, who in that brain?
Yeah.
I know he did it.
He definitely didn't have a social media manager, because no social media manager is ever gonna gonna post something like that. And that was him.
I know people, but like everyone has like, they have this like Team Selena and like all this other bullshit. But leave that poor white girl alone. Okay, let her have her Vogue.
Let her have her Vogue.
Just like, okay, like just let her have her Vogue. Okay, like,
and honestly, it's Justin that's the problem. Yeah. As fine as he is
he fine?
I think he's so hot.
I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. You think that trailer trash, wet mole rat looking motherfucker is cute?
Well,
I'm shit talking about Justin Bieber. He's a literal child.
Yeah.
But like
I think he's kind of like, you don't like light skinned Bieber, like Journal's album, fire.
I love that album.
I love that album.
The man who made it is not good looking.
I love that man who made it.
I can't.
I know.
I love that song.
I think Justin Bieber's hot.
You know what? I won't yuck your yum. Get up in that jelly roll Twinkie ass looking motherfucker.
And he's not really someone I would ever really go for ever. But
so it's
just
the
like,
fame.
No, it's not even the fame.
The talent.
It's the voice. I do really love his singing voice, and as
he's talented.
Yeah, as someone who like loves like singing and like R&B, like I'm a sucker for a fucking good singer.
Oh, I completely agree.
Yeah, so
still see that face though. I do
makes
not.
him hot too. You know.
He's,
but also, like, here's the thing. I have, he might be my type because I do like stud lesbians. Sorry, is that really problematic to say?
No, actually, I feel like
masculine lesbians.
You know, and my favorite thing is that I was like, yeah, he's just not my type of lesbian.
But he's he's my type of lesbian. Because you know who the fuck I want to fuck? K1. Paint your nails. Oh.
See, and I'm more
She's so fine.
See, and I'm more of a Renee Rapp. Like, I kind of like them a little tomboy femme.
I don't like any feminine energy.
I want a feminine. If I'm gonna fuck a woman, I want to fuck a woman. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not trying to fuck a man. I'm trying to fuck a woman. I'm trying to be the man.
But but it's like I like the masculine lesbian ones because they got like the pretty face, but then they got like, the little bad boy energy.
Yes. Have you ever seen those compilation videos? The compilation videos of someone asking a stud, "What's your stud name?" and then asking what their government name is. And they're like T-Bone, and they're like, "What's your real name?" And she's like,
Brittany. Ashley. Brittany. Literally.
Oh my God! And my favorite one is literally this person. They were like, "What's your real name?" And they were like, Meg. Or what's your stud name? And they were like, Meg. And they were like, what's your real name? And she's like, Megan. And I was like, immediately how I always mispronounce your last name. Yeah. And I was like, this is what it is.
It's not my last name.
No, exactly. But I'm always like, when you're like, Stefanie Maegan, and you're like, it's not pronounced like that, Rose. And I'm like, oh.
I know Rachel had to like correct you.
Yeah, everyone has to.
What? How do I even pronounce Stefanie Maegan? Stefanie Maegan.
Yeah, it's May.
Megan.
You were telling me
versus MG.
And I was like, Megan. Like I was doing hard
and
on it.
I was thinking about it. I was like, is it because my parents have an accent?
Maybe. I mean, literally, I feel like it's why I say garage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it's just like Megan with an accent, with the Philippine Megan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let me ask my parents, because where is Megan? Like, why that?
Why that? But yeah. So your stud name, what do you think your stud name would be?
What would my stud name be? I don't know.
Maybe Stefan.
Ew. I don't resonate with that. Actually, if I was a boy, my name would have been Jordan.
I think that's a good stud name.
I think that's a good name. I totally would have been a Jordan.
Oh, I think, yeah. No,
I think that would be my stud name.
Yeah, I think you would be a good Jordan. Yeah.
What's your stud name?
I think my stud name would, what would be my stud name? Maybe just like the Rose. I don't know why I would have to add the in front of it. Ross? No. Rusty.
I don't like Rusty.
I don't know where that
I
came
don't trust
from.
Rusty.
You don't trust Rusty?
I don't like Rusty.
I don't know. Then maybe you don't trust this stud. I'm just saying.
I don't feel like that resonates. Does it resonate with you? Does it feel right?
No, it felt funny because I don't know why, but I thought of Brad Pitt immediately, and his name was Rusty in Ocean's 11.
I feel like it's something like...
I feel like it has to be like one of those nicknames that's like a cowboy nickname in a weird way, like Nickel or like Leather or like Saddlewood, but they call me Sad. They call me Sad. Depression. My stud name is Depression. Because when I lay it on, I lay it on thick. You like that?
You are such a can I get a hug guy.
I remember I would be Jack Harlow.
Yeah. Maybe it'd be Jack.
Maybe Jack. Jackie. Jack. That's a good one. Actually,
you definitely, because
Jack.
For sure.
With an X. It would be
J-A-X. You're...
Bro, we just got
Jordan
it.
and
Jordan and Jack. JJ's
Oh my God, we have our stud names.
Oh my God, let's go to, okay, this is going to be, June. It's going to be the last fucking Pride month ever. So we might as well ride it out while we can. You know what I mean? It's fucking, we just do it. It is a DEI higher fucking month, man.
We should do it for Halloween, Jordan and Jack. So let's just be our like stud selves. Yeah.
Let's go. I literally wear what I wear every day.
I know.
I would wear this.
I feel like you like
nothing would change.
Like you just have to take it up a notch and like put a beanie on or something.
Yeah. I would have to put like a beanie on.
And like not shave your legs.
I mean, am I leg shaped? No. See, I'm one step ahead. You know? I'm just already there. But that's just because I'm retired right now.
Yeah.
I'm not fucking right now.
So I guess we'll just get into that. Like, why are you not fucking?
Right now I'm kind of like in a weird like depression has a lot to play with it.
Why are you depressed?
I'm just kind of I think that it's so weird because I was like talking to my psychiatrist and my therapist. It's not necessarily necessarily like my normal depression. I think it's just this idea of state of the world, and then also more importantly, like money stresses, of course, because those just exist. But the main one is that like I have this like retail job that I'm just doing in between, like whether or not season 5 is going to get renewed, and like also because like the industry is in such a weird place, and so it's like, okay, well, I'm just like trying to write my own original content, but then I'm also like not getting enough time because I have to like work this job, and so it's just like a hamster wheel, and then I just like sit in my room and I'm like, what am I doing? You know? So it's just that. It's this kind of trying to get back, tapping back into what I love, which is just writing and storytelling, and not stressing out so much about like fall in love with the process again. Like, don't worry about the end result.
Yeah. I feel that hard. Yeah.
Yeah. And so one of the things I've been doing, and I've been doing it for I think a while now, which is just my realigning of the fact that men are not my main priority. Like why am I like trying to like prioritize them right now?
Yeah,
you know, they're not prioritized. They're ghosting me right now.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, let me just like not be.
Let me just step back.
Yeah, and even the ones that like are on my roster, I'm like, okay, like yeah, like the guy that Isaac introduced me to, like yeah, we're texting, but like I'm not trying to like go out and make plans with this motherfucker. So I'm like trying to like take it easy and like, yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm just like taking that off the backboard, which, you know, I mean, I do love sex, and I do kind of miss that because I do feel like sometimes having sex like clears my head, and then I'm like, I want to write, you know what I mean?
Right,
and that was like one of the things that I really enjoyed about Miller was like we would have sex, and then I would just like go into the other room and just like write, you know? But yeah, so I'm just kind of like,
you're just like feeling like this like transitional phase, but also like unsure of where this phase is going to take you.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel like maybe I might be going through a similar thing too.
Yes. It's just the world's on fire, and I want to prioritize my art.
Yeah.
You know?
It's so weird. Like I feel like I love what I do. I feel so blessed. So this isn't like me complaining about the things the opportunities that I do have.
Yeah.
And like also doing the show. Like I don't want to sound like I'm complaining, but there is this sense of like you're talking about, you know, wanting to do art and wanting to do your art. And I've been there. So I feel like most of my adulthood was that feeling, but now I'm kind of feeling the moment of like, I don't want to do art. I just want to like do regular everyday shit.
Wow.
Like I want to like live a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, like I feel like, and it's probably just because I work a lot, and what I do for work and what I do even just for fun, you know, sitting here right now doing this, like it's this creative thing that I'm doing, and I love it, and I don't want to feel like I'm complaining, but there is this part of me that's like wanting to just like go live and do things, not because I'm trying to be creative or I'm trying to run a business or I'm trying to make money. Like I just want to do things just to do it.
Yes.
And I think, as simple as that sounds, I don't know what that looks like.
You know what it looks like? It looks like going to the blind barber with me on Saturday night. Like it just like it's like going to concerts. It's like going out. Here's my thing is that like my goal for the summer is, again, I used to prioritize it about having like a summer fling, some guy that I can enjoy with. No, my summer thing is what you're explaining. I want to have a fun summer. I want to do weird shit. I want to go out and be like, do you want to get tacos on a rooftop with me? Do you want to go fucking to a free like flea market? Do you want to go to like watch a play in the park? Like, do you want to go to this blind barber on Saturday? Let's go out.
Here's the thing, like I want to go out and I want to do things, but the thing of like I don't want to do like clubbing or going to a bar.
No, we could do
like,
chill events. We can go to like
and that's what I want to do.
Girl, we still haven't painted pottery.
And I've been wanting to do that.
And you've been right. You wanted to do your birthday. Like, let's do that. Let's make a bingo card of our summer.
Oh my God, yes, let's do a bingo card of our summer.
I love this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That's what I feel like that's what I need. And Nathan moved to New York, and he's okay with me like staying with him if I ever want to visit. And I'm like,
Go to New York,
I just need to go to New York.
Go to
New York for like a few days.
Oh my God. You know I love a good New York refresh.
Right. And I've been wanting to go to New York.
I fucking love
Something is like calling me to go to New York. And not to live, but just to fucking just go to New York.
Go to New York. And I love her for that.
Yeah.
Literally, that's one of my favorite things about New York. And you know me, I don't understand that people who shit talk about New York and LA. I'm like, first of all, stop comparing the cities.
Right.
They could not be more different.
Right.
Economically, physically, socially, mentally.
Yeah.
2 different cities. New York and London comparisons, that makes a little more sense to me. New York and LA, absolutely
different.
Not. But that's why I love going to New York, is because I feel like we are such West Coast girlies where we're like, go with the flow, we'll figure it out and things. And then like there's something about going to New York and seeing the hustle and the bustle, and you're like, okay, how can I take some of this magic and then like bring it over here and distill it down? I feel like I need to
go outside my comfort zone a little bit.
Yes. Fuck yes. This is
like,
the perfect time to do it.
I'm like, not that I need to like rebel and do anything crazy. Like it's almost like I just need to like
shake it up.
I just need to shake it up.
Yeah. You need to shake the dust off.
But I don't want to like, but it's like I love my life and I don't want to like change anything or move anywhere. It's something like super drastic. It's like just
a stretch.
A stretch.
You
like,
just
I just want to like
move your
let me
bones.
just go to New York.
Yeah.
Let me just go to this rooftop and eat fucking tacos with my friend.
Yeah.
Let me just go hang out with my friend at her place. Like it's just like just the simple stuff that has nothing to do with trying to be creative or being creative for money or to grow in a business or something like that. Like I'm not against like, again, doing pottery because it's like I'm not trying to make money. I'm just here cooking it, painting, and keeping my mind off of it, you know?
Throw some.
But it's like, or just everyday shit. Like, what do I want to do? And like lately I've also wanted to go to like Long Beach and go fucking ride a bike on the beach. I haven't ridden a bike in fucking over 10 years. Something in me also wants to go do that. I just haven't done it.
It's your inner child being like, can we play? Can we
like I want to go play.
Yes, let's play. Let's make this the summer of play.
Okay.
The play bingo card.
And I think for so long, if it wasn't work or like BGT, the pod, it was like I'd go out and get like fucked up with my friends.
Mm-hmm.
And like, and we've had this discussion before. I don't really drink like that anymore. Like I don't want to claim sober because I'll still like
kick it.
I'll still kick it, whatever. But I don't drink at all like the way that I used to.
Yeah, you're just like a social drinker.
Yeah, and so when I go to the club or if I go to the bar or whatever, like I'm not like, I'll have a drink, whatever, but I'm not like getting fucked up. So my experience is so different because I know you're like, let's just go dance. I'm like, you've been sober this whole time, Rose. So you like, you're already used to this environment. Like me going now is like a completely different.
You got to dip your toe in.
It's a different environment for me and it's weird.
This is why we should do that.
Awkward, and I'm just like, ugh.
I want to take you to that thing that Isaac and I went to yesterday because it is a great DJ set.
I need to go sit somewhere.
Vibe. It's it's a lounge.
Okay, that's what I need.
It's full of cool girls that I was telling my nail girl, OG Nails, Sam. Shout out to Sam.
Yeah.
I saw her today because I broke a nail, and she had to fix it. She did the face
cute.
because I fucked up on it.
Aw, that's really cute. My nails.
Nervous face. Oh, I love your nails.
Thank you.
That's very butch lesbian.
I'm saying
look at you being an ally.
I'm meant to be a lesbian a little bit.
Sometimes, maybe on the weekends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, Brian would love me in my lesbian era. He would support
my God, try.
I even asked him, I was like, would you mind if I just like hooked up with like a girl? He's like, go explore, like do your thing.
Do your thing. Try it on. See if you.
Yeah, I just want a little instead. My nails are ready.
Let's go.
I know.
Let's try
K1.
But I was telling
your nails, except she wants me to do it now.
Either or.
Paint
each other's nails.
Right, exactly.
You got toes too.
I got toes too. We got hella nails. We got hella nails.
But I was saying my nail girl and I was telling her about this event that we went to yesterday, and like there were these gorgeous girls that were. I showed up in overalls and a sports bra, as I do.
Yeah.
And there was these gorgeous girls that were like kicking it, and they were so pretty and so cute, but I could tell that they were like, they seemed really standoffish, and I just was like, I want to befriend you. Like immediately, because I was just like, I know you're the girls that are definitely like cool girls, but if I was to go up to you and like just start a normal conversation, you'd be like, hi. Like, you don't know anyone here. Like, you could just crack the facade. So it was like really good vibes, really cool. I did. I wish Isaac was here to talk about it. I did demolish a poor man's entire self-esteem He had a conversation with me. I basically Morganed him. I like checked him. He did run up on us and like was like asking me questions. And again, this is my whole thing. He was like asking me questions because he was like, what makes a bad date? And I was like, well, I can't talk for anyone else. But for me, a bad date is, well, let me preference it by saying I play this game. And he was like, oh, so you play games? And I was like, can I finish my sentence?
Right. Like you're just
okay. And I was like,
sorry to trigger you with a word.
Right?
Like,
I was like,
let's not project.
Okay, yeah, right.
Listen.
Reverse Uno.
Right.
Let's play game. And I literally, I did the like rolling in my neck, and I was like, let's go. You tried to do a sucker punch.
You're trying the wrong one.
I am too sober for this shit right now. It's also a fucking Wednesday, and I'm wearing overalls and a sports bra. Yeah. Move aside, my gay. It's this thing where if I realize that I'm on a date and I ask a guy a question, I start doing like a tally system over his head where it feels like the Sims diamond. But I was like telling him, I was like, when I'm on a date and I have to go how many questions I have to ask this man before he asks me one question. And literally I'm like, the number is, I'm just like, this man is a 17. Like, you know what I mean? My man, I was like, or like, this man's a 36. And he was like, I don't understand what the problem is. And I was like, that's not a date. That's literally an interview. Like, I asked someone like, oh, where are you from? And they're like, Detroit. I'm like, what was that like? Fine.
Yeah.
What's your relationship with your mom? Good.
It's not a conversation.
It's not a conversation. And he was like, well, I don't understand like that. Like, I just think that's because women go into dates wanting to be desired and men going into dates wanting to get fucked. And I was like, are you asking me about my experiences or are you just making generalizations right now? And I was like, I don't think that's a fair assumption. Literally the photographer at this event. And I literally was like, bro, I don't think you want to have this conversation with me because I was like, I'm not going to talk for anyone else. This is just, you literally asked me, what do you consider a bad date? I tried to tell you, and now you're trying to like spin it about this gender thing. Right. And he was like, well, yeah, because you're just making it all about men. And I'm like, because I only date men. So I was like, and I was literally like, I almost like Isaac's standing right here, and then his friend Dee Dee standing there. I just was like, no, I'm locked in this man. I was like, I'm gonna make you. You're like, this is ridiculous. And he was just like, well, I don't like the generalization. And I was like, you're making generalizations about how the fact that you like women want to be desired and men want to be. I was like, I'm not that girl. I don't want to be desired. I want to fucking meet someone. And like, if you want to fuck, then just say you want to fuck. And I was like, if anything, no one knows how to communicate.
No one knows.
We just need to earn that.
Yeah.
We just need to own that. Men, women, non-binary, she, they, gays, everything in between. No one is being good at communicating these days. And of all the forms of communication we have, text messages, fucking phone calls,
social
DMs.
media.
You know you could use the fax at FedEx and Kinko's on Wilshire, which I just did to fax my taxes to the IRS. Like all this shit. Yeah. You can all these forms of communication, but none of y'all know how to talk. None of you guys know how to talk.
Yeah.
No one knows how to say what they want to say. And the thing that's making me, I'm ready. I'm fucking in this right now because I'm going to communicate. I'm going to use my big words. I'm going to put this back in the hole.
Be careful.
I'm going to put it back in the hole. That's what she said. That's what Jack said. Put it back in the hole.
That was Jack's right there.
That was Jack's talking. But this idea that like, I had a friend recently send a text to a man. I will not put her on blast and put her name, but she sent a text to a man recently. She read the text to me and she was like, I can't believe he didn't come to this conclusion. And I was like, how could he? You gave him nothing.
You gave him nothing.
And she's like, well, he should have figured that out. And I was like, no. Because here's my thing. If men are stupid, we need to treat them like they're stupid.
Yeah.
Stop acting. If we're out here being like, men are stupid, men are dumb, and then you're like, how is he not reading between the lines? Only smart people know how to. So we need to start giving them lines. We need
to start talking.
We need to start writing in fucking 2.0 sentence gaps. Give them hella things to lead. Just say it. And I know people are like, how did you not know that I liked you? And I understand that it's scary to be like, I like you. But you gotta say it. Or else it's this whole fucking thing that this idea that we are just not communicating. Just talk, my guy.
Just say how you feel.
I get it's scary. Sure, rejection exists. Whatever, get over it. But my idea is, if you can't communicate to this person now, how the fuck are you going to communicate with them 2-3 years from now? 10 years from now, 15 years from now. That's why people get divorces. It's like, oh, because you haven't been listening to me for this 25 years we've been married. And it's like, you did that for 25 years?
Yep.
So, and I understand that I might be going against my gender when I say women we need to step up and own the responsibility that we might also be bad at communicating.
Stand on your shit.
Stand on your fucking shit. I'm just saying.
No, yeah, younger Steph was definitely like, I mean, I just never communicate how I felt. Like, I felt like I was always just telling them what they wanted to hear.
That's
and then be sad when, like, they didn't want to be in a relationship with me.
And we all learned. That's fair. And I get it. Yeah. And again, I'm not saying communication is easy. What I am saying, though, is communication is the solution.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, it is literally what will fix things. And the amount of times that I've had with, you know, my 3 rules when I'm like, okay, we're locked in. We're about to do this thing. Okay, don't make me look stupid. Don't make me look crazy. Communicate. That's it.
Yeah.
You can sleep with whoever you want to fucking sleep with. Just make sure you use a condom. If we're not using condoms, like, just that's it. Those are my rules.
But no one does that.
And it also kills me. The summer fling that I had like 3 years ago, when it got towards the end and it got really bad and everything, he was like, I don't know, you're just coming at me sideways. You're making me feel like you want a relationship. And I was like, sir, I literally sent you the rules in a text message and made you read it out loud. So I had proof for this very moment. I told you exactly what I wanted, and I was stunned on that business. His response was, well, now you're being crazy. And I was like, then let me be crazy.
Yeah.
Because right now, if I'm crazy in this situation, which feels very sane, that I have receipts and proof, then I'm in the wrong mental institute and I need to bounce. I need to leave.
Well, that guy just seems like he's just like a fucking gaslighter.
Oh, he was terrible. He was
very immature.
Like, oh my God, he was so corny.
But that's the thing. If you communicate, you'll figure that out.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the sex wasn't even that good.
Ew.
I just was so prioritized on having a summer fling that I just like fucking.
Why were you so prioritized on that?
Because I was young and dumb and single. And
this
like
was 3 years ago, you weren't young and dumb and single.
I am so young. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm a baby.
Like you were in your 30s.
Young.
Still young.
So young. What are you talking about? I was a child.
I
was a baby.
Isn't
3 years ago.
I remember like when
3 years ago, I was a baby.
Yeah.
It definitely wasn't 3 years ago. I think it was like
It's so weird now because like, you know, I'm at a cute 34 years old. But I remember turning 30 and just thinking like, wow, like 30 is just so old. And now when I see people turning 30, I'm like, you're a child.
Yes.
Like 30-year-olds are still so fucking young. No.
You don't know shit. I've only been an adult.
I mean, I definitely know more
years.
shit than my 20s. I'll say that.
Yes. But I've only been an adult for 7 years.
Yeah.
And if that's true, then I'm a 7-year-old. So I'm a baby. I'm a fucking toddler. And Girl math. I think it's also, and that's the thing is I've been a strong believer that I love aging. I love getting older.
Yeah.
I've never been, when people are like, we're old, I'm like, shut the fuck up, because you're going to regret that when we're actually 45.
I remember like
actually
thinking at
55.
26, like, oh my God, 26. Like, but it felt weird because at 26 and 27, it was like, I feel like those ages are so weird because you don't feel old, but you don't feel young. So you like don't know what to categorize yourself, or because it's like at that point in your life, you're supposed to seemingly have it together, right? That's where people get married, have kids. But then in in my reality, at least, it was like I just felt so lost in this world. So it was like I still feel so young and naive, but yet I feel old because people are getting married and having kids, and like that's what like adults do.
Yes, but also think about how unhappy or old those people mentally feel.
I mean, I don't know. You can't generalize that.
I am.
Some people.
I'm a
want
generalizing asshole. No, I get what you're saying. I shouldn't generalize.
I know, like some people want like fucking.
Yeah, some people want the kids and the marriage and things like that. But I also think that comparatively to what our parents went through and then our grandparents went through, like it also is unseamlessly difficult to achieve any of that.
Yeah.
It's the Amy Poehler thing. You know what I mean? Boomers are like, it's about the money. Gen X is like, is it really about the money? Millennials are like, where is the money? And Gen Z is like, what is money? Right? Yeah. So this idea that you're experiencing these 4 different generations with one topic that is money, now put that to fucking marriage, like buying a house, like fucking commitment, children. Like, I'm sorry, how the fuck am I supposed to afford a child right now?
Yeah.
Like in this economy, like I literally can't afford, I can barely afford like my own shit.
Yes, but people,
they make it work, but it's stressful. Imagine the stress that we're experiencing right now, but add a kid on top of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sure,
I want a kid now. Don't say that because Brian's gonna hear that, and then Brian be like, "Yeah, that's why we gotta take our time." No, I'm trying to get pregnant tomorrow.
Oh man, I hate to say that I wouldn't hate to say he's my best friend. But Brian's right.
Yes, I understand, but like you're in 5 years. At some point,
get pregnant. I will help raise that kid because I'm not gonna have any kids.
Yeah,
I will literally put your kid. Ready? You ready for this? Future child, you are already in the will. Okay, I'm putting you in my will.
There we go.
You have my sneaker collection.
Yes.
There you go.
I feel like my future child definitely love a sneaker collection.
Oh my God, between Brian and I, that kid's gonna be fly as fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah, no. Yeah. But also, I mean, it takes a village to raise kids, always, you know, and all that stuff. But I mean, it's just 26 and 27, to your point, 26 and 27 were also very weird ages because comparatively we were promised so much at those ages, at these milestones, and then the finish line kept being pushed and pushed and pushed, and now it's like, oh shit, like. But I also think that, to your point, if those people who wanted those things to get married and have kids and they have it, I'm so happy for them, truly. Like, I was being generalizing and kind of a bitch to be for the humor of it all, but if that's what you want, mazel tov. It just irritates me though, because I do feel like in a society that we live in, the choices I'm making feel very like people are like look down upon it, and like the pity people kind of project onto me.
Do they really? Do you really
are you kidding me? Girl, you know how many times I've gone to weddings where people are like, so when do you want to get married? And I'm like, I actually don't think I want to get married. And people are like,
oh yeah,
really?
That happens all the time. My mom literally, like, every time I get on a call with her, she's like, so when's Brian proposing? And I'm like,
I don't know. Maybe when the baby's getting born. Like, what if he proposes to me on my birth bed? Like, that's my thing. And like, just the idea, like, you know, when I tell people like, you know, I don't want kids, and they're like, so you're gonna rob yourself of motherhood? No, I'll experience it in other places. Like, how? Like, why does that like bother you?
Right. Yeah.
You know, and I think that my main reason, I think that people should know that the main reason I don't want to be a mom is because it's the hardest job in the fucking world.
Yeah.
It's thankless. It doesn't pay enough. It doesn't get enough credit. It gets thrown up on the ballot boxes and gets defined by a bunch of people who will never be moms, aka men, all the fucking time. Being a mom is so hard. Yeah. I respect it too much. This should not be a mom, physically. I might adopt kids when I'm in like my 40s or whatever, but like I respect being a mom too much. That I'm not going to take it as just like this thing. And also the amount of girls that I know that are like, well, I didn't experience love, so I'm going to have a baby because a baby will love me. And I'm like, ooh, wait until that baby's 13.
Wait till that baby's 13, literally.
Wait till that baby's 13.
Yeah.
Especially if you're a mom and you have a teenage girl.
Oh, yeah, mother, daughter, yeah.
We were hanging out. My sister and I went and saw our cousins, and we hung out with their kids, and their kids are so cute. They have like basically they're both under the age of 2. And we were looking at them, and I like immediately I was like, I knew exactly what your mom was doing when she was 15. I can only say it. And it was just like, it was just funny to me because it's just like life. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
But, and they're, you know, my cousins are great mothers. They're amazing mothers. Yeah. And they're raising such sweet, cute little kids. And maybe I'm biased because I'm related to these little children. And I was like, oh my God, wait, they're really smart. Yeah. Like my cousin Emma, I was like, wow, your son is like super smart. But it's like, I just know like what it takes. And like to see both of my cousins be so honest about being like, yeah, it's hard. Being a mom's hard. And I'm like, yeah. And being a full-time mom that doesn't have like daycare or like that's hard.
Because for me personally, I feel like ever since I was a little girl, like I've always felt this like natural instinct to become like very motherly and to like want that. Before anyone else even told me I needed to be that, you know, like I just, for instance, like if I had like younger cousins or if there was babies, like I always gravitated towards like wanting to take care of them. I just felt like it was in me.
Yeah.
Like, did you ever feel that way? Like even as like a young girl?
No.
Oh, okay. That's valid.
Well, but to your point, because I think I felt it from the pressures of society being like, that's your baby doll, right? And I'd be like, yeah. Weirdo, why are you worried about my baby doll? Right. My American Girl doll. Kirsten, I had Kirsten. Right. She was great. She Prairie Home Companion girl.
I don't think I've ever had any I don't know. My mom says I didn't like dolls, so.
See, there you go. Then that's the thing. I had that as my doll.
I don't remember ever not liking dolls. I feel like she probably.
Maybe she just
didn't want to spend the money on it. Because I do remember she did give me a doll when I was 5 years old, and it definitely was no American brand name, whatever. And it was kind of a life-size doll, and it was named Megan. That's why she got it for me, because it's the same name as me.
Life size though? That's
it was not life size. It was a bigger doll.
But that's creepy.
But yeah, I know. But back then I thought it was
intense.
cute, and I was like, oh my god, her name is Megan. But it definitely wasn't no American. It was definitely some But you never had that motherly instinct of oh, when I'm a mom one day, or felt it. I don't know. I can't explain it. It was just this feeling that I knew that I wanted to be one day.
No, and I mean, and to your point, I had my aunt had, my cousins were I was 12 when Daniel was born, 12 or 11 when he was born. And I remember, I helped out. Not as much as my cousin Orla. I mean, those were her brothers.
Yeah.
And she was, but when we hung out, we would be okay, you guys have to stay in and watch Daniel and Aiden. We'd just be okay,
But you
I didn't
never
want to.
It wasn't exciting for you. I'd be so excited when I had to watch my younger siblings going, you have to play.
I really do love that, but no, it just wasn't.
Wow.
I just knew how to be nurturing. I love
nannying. I feel you're very nurturing and you're very
yeah, but
fun.
It's just
you're you are the kid.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I think that's what it was.
Yeah,
is I just feel being a mom, to your point, being a mom just feels such a mature thing, an adult thing.
Yeah.
That I just was no, I just want to be the kid.
It's really weird that I feel I always encompass that a little bit with my younger not with my siblings. I never felt that way. Oh, plus Brett's 2 years younger than me, so it's not
Wild,
but my younger cousins and stuff. Yeah, I would always oh my god, there's a baby coming. It was so exciting,
Yeah, no, I mean,
love babies.
I think babies are great. I think they're all. I don't care what anyone says. They all look like old people or aliens when they first come in.
Oh, for sure.
They're just goofy.
Looking.
Yeah, just so gross.
Ugly.
Thank you so much for saying that. They're
so
disgusting.
ugly. Newborn babies are so
ugly. I don't care what anyone says.
I know.
They're hideous. And then they get better. And that's my favorite part. I'm wait. And then they get bad. And then
they kind of are annoying for a minute. Yeah.
And then it's, know. But no, I just never had that. And there was, I think recently, there was this poet whose name is escaping me right now, but she was on one of my other favorite podcast called Wild Card with Rachel Martin. And she said this thing where she is 46 and her husband partner don't have kids. But she came to that realization. She said that she was floating in water, and she just thought to herself, what if my body was just mine? What if I didn't have to share it with anyone in anything?
Yeah.
And I started crying because I got so emotional because I was yeah, I've had my body taken from me. Right. And people have violated me. And it's I've enjoyed my body with other people. But what if there was this one thing that I just didn't have to do that people have told me I need to do with my body?
Wow.
And I can just have it just be mine.
Yeah. And then you found peace in that, that thought.
Yeah, but I found peace way earlier on. Also keep in mind,
but just keep putting it in that and kind of mindset
context,
and that context.
And I got fucking pregnant when I was 16 and had an abortion and then had one of the most painful freaking miscarriage events of my entire life, between 5th and 6th period, while missing a period. Had to make a joke, sorry.
Yeah, I know.
My humor. And then when I was 17, I was getting really bad ovarian cysts, and they basically were well, you have endometriosis, which is where basically your uterus, the shredding happens on the outside. And then they basically told me, they were you can't have kids. And I just remember being oh, okay. And then just didn't think anything of it. But then as they've got old, and that was a male doctor.
Yeah.
The year was 2007, 6 in an ER. And then since then, I've gotten more tests done and everything. And they're well, you can have kids.
Yeah.
It's just going to be painful. It's going to be hard. And there's been a lot of times where I feel a lot of women I know that were told that they couldn't have kids.
And end up
having kids. It's just because the medical industry is extremely racist and sexist. But being told that when I was 17, I just kind of was like, okay. Like, it didn't feel like I was I feel like I mourned something that someone else told me I had to mourn.
Okay.
And I didn't actually feel sad.
You're just like, it was just kind of a matter of fact.
Yeah. And I remember someone was like, don't you feel sad? And I was like, not really. And they were like, are you sure? And I was like, I feel like I was like kind of like bullied into feeling sad in a weird way.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I love being an aunt figure. I love being a godmother figure. I love being a mentor.
Yeah.
But like when it comes,
there wasn't that kind of.
Yeah, I don't feel like I'm like the way you talk about it. It makes me emotional because I'm like, yes, that is what every woman and uterus carrying human being should feel when they want to choose motherhood or parenting. I love that.
Yeah.
You know, birthing humans should talk like that.
Right.
And be so
like for me, like you talking about, you know, choosing that it's your body and that you know, just for you and not having to choose to not like have to go through something like that.
Yeah.
It's like for me, it's like I go through the opposite thing where I'm like, because I know people get so, I mean, pregnancy is scary, right? There's so many things. It's uncomfortable.
They take your teeth.
Yeah.
They take your hair. They fucking, it's a parasite.
So much. And I'm sure I'll probably, you know, go through some sort of like image, whatever situation. But at the same time, it's like, I've always felt like excited to like at least experience that. Just like as a woman, like, oh, like my body could do that. Like, I don't know why I'm going to cry.
It's the coolest fucking thing in the world.
Yeah, like, why am I crying?
Because it's magical. Because you want to be pregnant.
But
do you know why? Because it's the coolest fucking thing that humans can do.
Yeah. And I'm not like to shame you, but it's like,
no.
but it's like, it is a feeling and like.
That's what I love. Is everything that you are experiencing and how emotional it is, it makes me emotional too because I'm like, you're right, girl. It is the coolest fucking thing in the entire world.
I mean, I might complain and bitch and like move up a shoe size, you know, but like I'm
you get to complain and bitch because you earned it.
Yeah, but
no, because it's because you think about it, you're like, this is so cool. Like I remember to
experience something like that is really.
And I remember one of my cousin, my littlest cousin, Aiden, which is funny because he's just such a fuckboy now, but I do love him.
Yeah.
But my littlest cousin, Aiden, when he was born and we were there, I just remember being like, looking around the hospital being like, a baby was born. Like how? Why hasn't the world stopped? Like,
right,
oh my God.
Like this is a new life that just started today. Yeah.
How is everyone not, like, how is there not a parade? Like this is so, like my aunt did the most remarkable effing thing. Like she literally, the uterus is a 3D printer. It's so cool. It's literally a 3D printer. And Lauren's best friend and my friend now, Bianca, like she's pregnant right now. And I'm like, you know, like I was FaceTiming with her and I was like, girl, as we're talking, you're making bones.
There's like bones and like organs.
You're
and
making
shit.
an eyeball.
Yeah, like you're
right
literally
now.
like baking.
Yes,
right now.
you're literally an easy bake oven.
Yeah,
you are just, and it's, you know,
it's like and it's just naturally doing that. You're just like, my body just knows what to do, and like to be able to like fucking lactate and shit. I can't fucking wait to produce milk,
bro. And that the fact that like, even though, you know, being a wet nurse is a very terrible practice, but the idea that like when women who can't lactate and they're around other women and then they start lactating and then they can just like, and it's just like women are just doing, it's just like all that shit.
Would you ever try my breast milk?
Absolutely not. I'm so sorry. Wow. Where the fuck did that
I don't know.
from?
I just thought about it. I was like, if I like,
do you want me to? Where did my voice just go? Do you want me to?
I mean, I don't have an answer for that because it's not that I have a yes or no answer. But I just was like, would you ever try it? Like, would you be down for something like that?
I don't think I'm gonna. I tried my mom's and I apparently joined it. Well,
oh,
I was
like, oh my God, that's so cool.
Duh. My mom breastfed us.
Yeah.
Shocker. K-Dot breastfed us. Okay. Just want to throw that out there. I just love that you were. You did? I don't remember.
That's so cool.
How did you do that? Don't remember.
Yeah.
But apparently, hey, I'm 5'11", so it worked out in my favor. Claire's
I was breastfed. But
yeah,
I'm 5'3".
That's fine. I don't know what that says.
I
don't know.
Have to do it
well, maybe your mom's breast milk.
Was it almond milk?
I don't know.
Was it dairy free? Was it dairy free?
Was it oat milk or whatever? No, but like, I mean, no. I'm not gonna try your breast. No,
I'm not pregnant, so.
Oh my god,
I want to be so fucking bad.
I think that's so. It's so the same way that
you
and I are.
But
the
I
two
know we're
spectrums.
not ready.
It's
We're not
so
at that
funny.
phase yet. But I'm just
But you'll
like,
get there.
I will.
Yeah,
and I'm ready.
I know, but I feel like, and that's the thing is just do it. Honestly, I feel like a lot of my, you know me, I joke about a lot of this and I come off strong with my opinions, but like I come back to my real point after a while. But my whole thing is the idea of, I just think it's so unfair that my friends should be able to afford to have children. And we just live in a society, unfortunately, that is just making it harder.
Yeah, I honestly, it's like if the circumstances were different or whatever, like I would already have kids, you know. If it wasn't so fucking hard to have them.
Yeah, like if
you
the
know,
GOP
it's a privilege. It's a privilege to like
have children. Yeah, and if the GOP didn't secretly pass a tax bill that literally is going to be taxing like some of the poorest people in the United States, like why, bro? Like we know exactly.
Take a shot.
Who to
She's talking about politics.
I know. Sorry. Hey, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Also, you know, fuck those guys. You know what I mean? Elon Musk lost the job today. He's unemployed technically. Well, he's still, I guess, working at Tesla, but still, the man lost the job. Good for. I'm so glad that Nazi is not seeing the White House anymore. We also need to get that rapist out. But anyways, I think that's what frustrates me is because I want you to be able to have a kid and not have to then stress about it.
I mean, I think it's just always scary to be a parent. Like I'm aware of like what that looked like, and it's not like this fantasy for me, you know? And that's why I decided to like have kids, I guess, later in life and not like in my early 20s is because and nothing about like young moms. Again, everyone's on their own journey, but I just knew that I just was not the mother that I wanted to be, or be the person that I wanted to be yet, in order to be a mother to my kids. And I will say, like, obviously, there's always so much more room for growth, but I am proud of the woman that I am today, and I feel like I am there.
I am too.
And I'm ready. Oh my god,
I'm very
proud
proud of you.
Why am I crying? I'm not even pregnant, or maybe. Maybe that's
I love how you sobered up, and then you're like, looked at the camera, and maybe.
No, he wore a condom last time. What did? Yeah, he did. He always does because he's scared. Because he knows I'm not gonna abort it.
Oh my god,
but like I feel like the woman that I am now, I'm like, okay, this is the woman that I would want my kids to have as a mom.
I love that.
I mean, again, I could always be better. I understand that, but I'm so much more at like a different state of mind than I was in like my 20s. You know?
And I get that. I
could be richer, of course. Like the tangible stuff could always
exist, and they will eventually, you know, especially with all this beautiful success of your podcast.
But it's just like who I am as like a person.
Yeah,
like, I feel like I'm ready.
Yeah, and I also think that the way you're even talking about it, that you're realistic about how like being a parent is not a fantasy. Like, like. Alyssa and I were at Costco, as great conversations happen, always at Costco. And we were talking about how she was like, man, I don't know what she was like, look, I love my dad. She was like, I love my dad. And her dad's great, amazing man. But she was like, there are some times where he just like irks me, and I can find myself like wanting to catch an attitude. And I'm like, be kind to him. And I'm like, girl, that's just parents. There's just something about parents that no matter how great and amazing, and my mom, one of the greatest women ever, still, there are times that she says things and I'm like, Kathy, and it's just, and you know what her response is literally the great response where she's just like, it's because I'm your mom, and just moms are always gonna get her. And I'm like, stop making better points, woman.
Right,
like it's just
shut
frustrating.
Shut
up, but we get it. You're cool. Like it's just something about a parent that is just, it's
always gonna irk you.
You're always gonna fuck up. It's just gonna happen. Your kid's probably gonna end up in therapy, with or without your acknowledgement. It's just the way of the world.
Yeah.
And you just have to own up to that and swallow it. And I think a lot of people are like, no, I'm gonna do better than my parents. You should do better than your parents.
Yeah.
But you also might not.
I know. I'm definitely gonna like, again, projection is a real thing, you know, or like even just, I mean, obviously try to avoid projection, but just again, like everything. I mean, I'm a human being that's very flawed, you know, so there's gonna be something, even if I'm not like my mother and I don't parent the way that my mother parents and I don't beat the shit out of my kids the way my parents would hit me, still I'm still gonna traumatize them somehow. I just hope I just don't traumatize them as much. You know, that's just the only thing, is like I at least traumatize them enough.
Let society do that.
Right. Just traumatize them a little bit enough to where they can be a good person.
You know.
Some character development.
Yeah, girl.
Some little spice in their personality. Have them a good sense of humor. You know what I mean? And a good heart.
My favorite writer ever, Oliver Sacks, said one of my favorite quotes, which is, I feel bad for people who had good childhoods.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it's so true.
Because they're not.
Because they're boring. Because they're basic.
Right.
I need a little grit.
A little grit.
A little
but only
spice.
enough where it's not to the point where they're, you know,
fucking ungrateful.
Right. Or just
don't worry. I will check your children. I will literally. Oh my God. Okay, wait. Steve Madden had this great quote on the fucking cutting room floor podcast, because she was like asking him about his kids, and he was like, the thing I tell my kids, because they're fucking Steve Madden's children, okay? He goes, you were born on third, but you didn't hit that triple. So be grateful for your fucking, the fact that you were born into a rich family, but don't act like it was like you earned it. Right. It was handed to you on a plate. Okay.
That's real.
And he said that, and I was like, God damn. And then in my mind, my immediate fantasy, again, as someone who's not having kids, I was like, another reason why I couldn't have kids, because they're probably going to have a better childhood than me, and I'm going to be jealous of that. See?
Would you really?
Why would that brain, brain should not be, I should not be jealous of my fictionalized, non-existent future children and being like.
Have you seen my AI babies? Have I showed you my AI babies?
First, it was the breast milk. What the fuck is this AI? Is it like a Tamagotchi?
No, so Tamagotchi.
What do you mean AI baby?
Oh, so there's like this app that I downloaded. I don't even know. I deleted it.
Do not give them your fucking information. Stop.
Well, I just gave them a photo of me and Brian. They just merged us, our kids. I mean, there's
okay. Well, let me see.
I didn't get my fucking credit card information or nothing.
I know,
like
but
that.
now they can like facially recognize you.
Are you kidding me? I have a fucking. I'm already out there in the world.
That's
like,
fair,
like,
I mean, you're like, take everything.
I'm
just
literally
don't take everything.
Like, this is the least of my worries.
I was going to say, there's a photo. There's a photo.
There's
a photo.
Like
you're everywhere.
It's fine.
No, it's fine.
So this is like the least of my worries.
Okay, let me see. Oh my God, that is literally you and Brian's kid. Oh my God, why did I immediately look at her and I just was like, Isabella? I don't know why.
I don't like Bella though. Nothing wrong with Bella. It's just like Bella's very, like Bella. It's just like Twilight. You know?
Bella, where you been, loca?
Bella, where you been, loca?
Wait. I can't wait to hang out with this little girl.
Right? Like, that's your niece.
I'm going to spoil the shit
That's your
out of
fucking
her.
niece.
See, and this is where
this is where we got to attach.
Yes, this is where my second heart, like, this is where my. I was.
Auntie heart.
My auntie heart. I was born to be an aunt.
Yeah.
So
Do you want to be Tita Rose?
I would no.
Or
you know what I want to be? No. I've already told.
Okay, what do you want to be called?
Because my cousins made a joke about it, and then Lauren's friends who have kids, they've been like, all of those girls are Auntie.
Yeah.
You know, Lauren, Auntie Tiana. No, I want to be Uncle Rosie.
I love that.
I want to be Uncle Rosie.
Uncle Jax. No,
Uncle Jax.
Rosie.
Why not? Why not? I want to be Uncle Rosie.
I love that, actually.
And I literally told my cousins, I was like, "You're Uncle Rosie. I want to be Uncle Rosie because I think it's funny as hell and it gets the kids going." And
if it was a boy, which I feel like definitely making this more of an Asian baby than but that's Bruno Mars. It's literally Bruno Mars. Bruno Mars.
Why was I like?
So that's immediately what I saw. Mars. I literally when I was like, so that's Bruno Mars.
So that's Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars is gonna be my son, like that. Which I feel like that track. I feel like that would look like that'd be your kid. It would be something similar
this
to like
kid's wearing overalls. I'm a fan.
Yeah,
this kid's wearing overalls. I'm a fan, and also has a rose in her. Oh wow. You guys are gonna have some like diverse looking ass children.
I know. It's like they don't even look black.
What photo did you send of Brian?
I don't remember.
This one kind of looks like it's mixed.
Yeah.
This one looks like
that.
They also look very gender. Like some of that's obviously
Again,
a little
it's
boy.
AI. This isn't a real fucking.
I know
face,
these are not real, but they like this one's like very gender neutral.
Right, like you can't even tell what the. But that's a kid. Like how?
It's
like,
a kid,
how,
yeah. But I don't really care about the gender. But that's why I think it's so.
Them.
Oh my god! Wait, this one's wearing a hat.
I know. I would never put my kid in that outfit.
Never. But I would definitely put your kid in that denim on denim overalls. That's a cute. I don't know. I would wear that outfit.
Not the sailor hat.
Not the sailor hat. Cute. I would put myself in that outfit, not your kid. But no, I want to be called Uncle. That's Uncle Rosie's
Uncle Rosie.
kids. Yeah,
I love that. Okay, but that definitely looks like me and Brian mixed together.
It does because it truly is one of those. Not you doing that. The fucking empty face.
Like, are you kidding me?
It's the dress. It's really the fact that.
But like, look at her.
Yeah.
Anyways, those are my AI babies.
I can't stand it.
Oh my kids.
Oh my god, AI babies.
Let's see how they turn out. I'm obsessed. Like I want to be a mom so bad.
And I would love for you to be a mom. And I think you're gonna be a great mom. I truly think you're gonna be a great mom.
And I can't wait to like do a podcast and be like, I'm pregnant.
Oh my god,
I already have a caption picked out.
What is your
for when I announced it?
Broke pregnant therapy?
No, it's like. Don't steal that caption. But that's my caption.
You might have to take that out. Cut it out of the episode. I think you can't let hoes. That
I know.
Is
okay,
too
I might beep
good.
it out. Yeah.
Bleep that out.
Yeah.
Let that drop like in the next Beyonce album. No.
Yeah.
That is too good.
I already thought about it. I was like, that's my caption when I announce it.
You have to bleep that out.
I'm going to bleep it out
is
for sure.
Such a good caption.
Thank you. Coming from a writer. Yeah. Thank you.
I could not write anything better.
It's literally like so on brand.
So to, no pun intended, the fucking point.
To the fucking point. Thank you. Thank you. But it's just like it works for me, you know?
It's so on brand.
So on brand.
Can I tell you, I'm already imagining the photo shoot though.
Oh, definitely a photo shoot.
It's literally just like it's a photo shoot. I know of your pregnancy announcement, but it's like it's video, and it's you doing the like tear crying and stuff like this or whatever.
Okay.
And then it's you eating a hot Cheeto, using it as a spoon in a thing of ice cream, and then it drips onto your pregnant belly.
And it's like,
and then you wipe it away.
And then I say the punchline.
And then you say the punchline.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's Brian in any of this?
Brian's literally will walk across. Like he's just like walks across and he's just like, "Are you done yet?" And I'm like, "Brian, we're doing one more take. We're doing one more take from the top."
Yeah.
That's literally what it is.
Oh my god, I'm excited.
Oh man, I'm excited for your pregnancy.
I'm gonna be pregnant. Anyways, what time is it?
It's time. It's time for us to go to In-N-Out.
Okay, I was gonna say because we always have to get a little after a little much time. Should we do In-N-Out or should we do something different?
What are you thinking?
I don't know. Let me think about it.
Okay.
I don't know. Thank you for coming over and I feel like I don't even know what this episode was about, but I feel like it's one of those
potpourri episodes.
The what?
Potpourri. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah, but also like like those moments again when you're depressed and you call your friend to come over and you just fucking chisme, talk about life, and obviously you just feel better. That's how I feel.
That's all.
Do you feel better though?
So much better.
Okay,
but you know, I was feeling better like the second I walked into your door.
Yeah, no,
like
I was like
the
second
I saw you, I was like, yes. Well, because
I
was listening to fucking Earth Gang as the sun was setting, and then listening to that new album.
Yeah,
fucking I was just like, my
something about a drive and good music really does heal you.
I could be stuck to bumper and bumper traffic, but as long as I'm like in my one woman show,
review mirror and she says the bumper
time you sing.
That was not good because I'm like I can't even. I have an ear infection and my throat hurts.
I know, but every time I'm always like, that's right. My friend is so talented.
I'm Filipino, of course I sing.
I know, but you're so talented.
Thank you. Like Brian doesn't think I have a good voice. Yeah.
You know what? Uncle Jax will talk to him.
Uncle Rosie.
Uncle Rosie's gonna fucking go talk to him. Are you fucking kidding me?
He tells me. Well. Okay. No. To be fair, I'll give him credit for that. It was when like Wicked was out. And a bitch was singing up and down.
Okay,
both
I'm
parts.
on his side. Nope, I'm on his
both
side.
Parts.
Absolutely not.
And
I do know you when Wicked came out, and I'm not gonna lie. I would literally. There was a time where you were setting up and you were humming, And I don't even think you realized that were humming the fucking Wicked soundtrack under your voice. And I was like, I've never seen the movie out of pure protest, and also because I told you I would watch it with you. But because of the pure fact, I'm with him. I'm sorry, girl.
Yeah.
That
and
shit.
then like on TikTok, I don't know if you're on like singing TikTok, but they'll be like, okay, I sing Glinda and you'll sing Elphaba.
And you go back and forth.
And then I'll sing with them and they'll harmonize with you and shit. And I was like, yeah. So sometimes I'd be like, so one time I was doing one of those and Brian was just like, babe, honestly. He's like, please, stop. Just stop.
Sometimes though that you need to do that.
Yeah.
You need to just be like, no more. It's kind of like how during the height of COVID, when everyone was home, there was this neighbor of mine who would sing. She didn't have a bad voice. She was actually a really good singer. But then one day, she started singing Whitney. And she was like, ooh, ah, and it cracked.
Oh.
And then I heard a window open and a woman goes, ah, don't do Whitney like that. I never heard that woman sing ever again. Like, it just stopped.
Who was she?
She was literally a neighbor. She was in the next house over. And she would say, and there was like times where she would sing Edda and she would get into it. And then her voice cracked one time. And then my other neighbor, an elderly black woman, opened the window and goes, don't do Whitney like that. And then never sing again. And I was like, I mean, and of course, I was like trying so hard not to laugh because I was like, I know she is feeling so crunchy.
Oh my God.
Never sing again.
Yeah, well, there's going to be Wicked Part 2, so he's going to get another wave of that. Trust me.
How, Sway? The play is only 2 hours.
I know, but there's so much. I don't even want to get into it. Anyways.
Okay. Plug yourself.
Plug it.
Oh, you can find me at Broke Girl Therapy. Just kidding. You can find me. Well, you can find me.
You can find her on Broke Girl Therapy. There's more episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. You can find me in the archives. You can find me at Rose_Etta Stone. And I have been. I actually blogged. I posted a list of my favorite podcasts on the new blog on the block.com. It is on there.
Not number one.
I didn't rank him.
Oh, okay.
It just was like, these are some great podcasts.
Yeah. You don't have to do that. I know you just did that just because you're my friend.
I literally posted, I was like, hey, just to let you guys know, I know that I'm a guest on this show a lot, but I genuinely really actually do like this podcast. Because I was like, I'm very proud of my friend Stefanie and like the thing that she's like cultivated and created in the show. It's a fun show.
Very sweet. Yeah.
Yes, and I was like, it is about sex, but it's also like funny and goofy and silly. And that was the whole thing, is that like, hey, the world's on fire and like here's some great podcasts to just kind of like
get your mind off of it a little bit.
Literally this episode. The depression dump, just to get it out. So the new blog on the block.com, Rose_Etta Stone. And yeah, that's pretty much it.
And then follow me, Stefanie Maegan. Or go to BrokeGirlTherapy.com. All that shit is there. Okay, bye.
Hi, Junie.
Oh, she's like passed out.
Junie.
Broke Girl Therapy.